this week on When Will Mercedes Ever Learn to Shut the Fuck Up? The Silver Arrows return after another disappointing run in Monza, where their winless streak this season continues and Red Bull's undefeated streak continues on. As Verstappen went on and broke an F1 record and got 10 straight wins. Of course, after the race, Toto Wolff would discredit the achievement for Verstappen, saying the achievement would means absolutely nothing, and that it's just numbers for the Wikipedia nerds. Oh, Toto, I bet you want to be saying that if it was your golden boy Lou winning 10 in a row. Lewis Hamilton could never. And of course, Verstappen fired back saying that Toto wouldn't be saying the same thing if it was Lewis or Russell or Mercedes winning 10 in a row, and now he's just salty that they're not winning a lot anymore. And of course, also during the week, Lewis Hamilton would talk about how Verstappen's dominance is bad for the sport. And that something needs to be done about it. And then Verstappen responded back to Lewis by saying that Lewis is just jealous of Verstappen's success in just a short amount of time. Because Lewis Hamilton isn't used to losing this much. Oof, mic drop there. Yeah, funny how Lewis is complaining about Verstappen's dominance, but yet, when Mercedes was dominant for almost 8-9 years in a row, Lewis Hamilton didn't say a motherfucking word. And of course, Toto also went on and said that Verstappen's only dominant because he doesn't have a real teammate. While Lewis Hamilton always had a teammate that would push him, and saying that Lewis Hamilton is not a diva, and that everyone else that complains about Lewis are divas. Man, talk about ultimate fucking deflection right there. And that Lewis Hamilton has been very mature in the car feedback for the team. Hold up, let me smash X to doubt there. Oh yeah, Lewis Hamilton had a real teammate. Like what, those 3 or 4 years with Nico Rosberg, what ended with Rosberg winning a title, walk-off title. Yeah, Lewis had a real teammate. Anyone ever heard about Valtteri Bottas, aka Valtteri, it's James? Yeah, sit the fuck down. Yeah, Lewis didn't have a real teammate from 2017 to 2021. Valtteri, it's James. But yeah, with all that drama there, it means that now all the attention must now shift to the streets of Marina Bay in Singapore for the annual Singapore night race. So for the Singapore night racing qualifying, we would have quite a bit happen here as Ferrari would end up on the front row, Mercedes would have qualifying in the middle of the top 10, and Max Verstappen will be knocked out in the second round of qualifying, starting 11th. Of course, off the start, the Ferraris would have the speed to dominate right off the bat. The Silver Arrows would use strategy to try and get to the front. After a couple safety cars, Verstappen and the Red Bull and Perez would end up near the front of the field. Until they botched the strategy. Oh boy! This race here, this is when Red Bull decided to do their best Ferrari impersonation and they botched the strategy call. They left both them out too long to try and go on a 1 or 2 stop strategy. And it did not work. Which means with that botched strategy, it means that now Red Bull's winning streak is in jeopardy of coming to an end along with Verstappen's streak. But let's be honest, Verstappen and Red Bull have been defeated. They're probably going to pull some bullshit magic and have everything go their way and get back to the front. Meanwhile, up front, during the safety car, the Ferrari will give Carlos Sainz a great pit stop. But Charles Leclerc, on the other hand, well, it wasn't a bad pit stop, but everyone else had good pit stops too, and they had to wait for multiple cars to cycle past. Oof, not a good sign there. But in the end, Carlos Sainz would end up coming up to the lead, while Mercedes would use an interesting strategy to pit late and go on fresh tires over the rest of the field. And they would be the fastest cars on the track at the end of the race. While Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris would battle for the lead, going back to the days of Carlando. Where by the end of the race, we would have the top 4 all within 2 seconds of each other, with Sainz leading, Lando second, George Russell third, and Lewis Hamilton fourth. Of course, both Mercedes cars were fast, so one would think that Mercedes would end up winning this race pretty handily. But Carlando is a special thing. We saw how special Carlando was back in the days of McLaren, as Sides would help Lando defend against the Silver Arrows, as Carl would intentionally back right up to Lando to give Lando DRS, so Lando could defend like a lion against the Silver Arrows, which would frustrate the hell out of both cars. But to be perfectly honest, there's no rule against what Sainz was doing to Lando, backing up on purpose to give Lando DRS to defend the position. Even though they're not teammates, you still cannot break the bond of Carlando. And then on the white flag lap, well, let's be honest, it's Ferrari. They're probably gonna piss this away, and Lando can't fucking win to save his life. Because once again, the racing gods still decided this was not Lando Norris's day to win. So this probably means Mercedes is gonna win in pole because Ferrari's gonna Ferrari. You know what, Russell? Just get it over with so I can get to the liquor. Wait, what? Russell crashed on the last lap and choked harder than Ferrari? Damn, I honestly wish that was Lewis Hamilton, but hey, beggars can't be choosers at this point. And in the end, Lewis Hamilton obviously had no answers for the bond of Carlando. And Carlos Sainz, he would go on and win on the streets of Singapore and Marina Bay. So Carlos Sainz gets his second career win. Oh my god, it finally happened! Congratulations, Red Bull! You have finally lost a race this year. Ferrari has done it. Sainz gets the win with Lando finishing second and Lewis Hamilton gets on the podium. Carlando has ended Red Bull and Verstappen's winning streak and handed Red Bull their first loss of the season. Red Bull's undefeated streak in their perfect season is officially over. Red Bull has finally fallen. Hallelujah. And it's the Silver Arrows of Ferrari, and it's the prancing horses in Italy of Ferrari. Oh my lord, Ferrari did it. Oh my lord. So Carlos Sainz gets the win for Ferrari in a very challenging season with Lewis Hamilton's podium third place finish. It means Lewis Hamilton has now moved to third in the championship behind both Red Bulls, Verstappen and Perez respectively. Verstappen would go into damage control and he would not be able to catch Leclerc at the end, and Verstappen gets his worst finish of the season, finishing all the way down in 6th. Also, this is the first race this year where neither Red Bull car ended up on the podium. Oof. They really went full for... So yeah, it turns out Ferrari made Red Bull go full Ferrari today. The one time Ferrari didn't fuck up today. Man, just when I think Ferrari can't get any fucking worse, they go out and do something like this and totally redeem themselves. Man, if only they were actually this fucking consistent throughout the season. But hey, maybe next year they can actually maybe try and challenge Verstappen. Could they? Possibly, but I still have my doubts. But hey, at least Ferrari had their moment. Like this race here for Ferrari, ending Red Bull's undefeated streak. This is the ultimate Ferrari moment of 2023. There is not one thing that could possibly top this moment this year. This is the Ferrari moment of 2023 right here. But yeah, what a weekend. A great battle at the end between the top 3 or 4. And Carlando ends the Red Bull's undefeated streak and keeps Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes winless. Even though Red Bull didn't win, Ferrari won. Hey, any day Ferrari wins is a good day. I mean, nothing could possibly ruin this, right? Oh, god damn it, not this shit. And that, kids, is why we call Danica Patrick Dana Cunt. After this insensitive shit. Like, honestly, I'm just looking at what Martin Truex Jr. said. I don't see what Truex said that was insensitive here. Like, honestly, Danica, I'm just gonna give some advice here. If you got nothing nice to say, just shut the fuck up and don't say it. You could have just fucking remained in the goddamn closet, and no one would know your true feelings or your true skeletons. Honestly, I hope Danica Patrick never comes anywhere close to NASCAR ever again. I hope she fucking stays in F1 with the broadcast team. Because to be honest, this type of shit here, she'd be the perfect fit for all the F1 elitist dipshit darfs in the F1 community. Like, honestly, F1 elitists, you want Danica Patrick? Here, have her, take her. Just fucking take her. Take her. We don't want her. Just get her ass the fuck out of here. We'll take a pennies on the dollar return. Hell, we'll take a homeless bum on crack in exchange. Just get her ass the fuck out of here. How about that for a Danica Patrick dump on F1? Just take her. I don't want her in this community. Honestly, fuck Danica Patrick. Man, that video Eli Productions just did about Danica Patrick being a terrible person, that video already aged low within 3 or 4 days. Jesus Christ.